All right, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you guys are watching this, or good night for all of my crazies that are up at 2 in the morning, catching up on their podcast. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. Fred, Jeanette, and Shannon, Jen, and Chris, and so forth, Desiree. We're really happy to have you guys with us. This is a very special moment. We got to bring the founders on, thanks to Miss Karen Glasser, who has a very deep working relationship with these guys. This is the founders of a new product that, I don't know, is it that new? When did you guys launch?
We're going to talk about that.
Yes. So this is a new concept, I'm going to say, relatively-esque new product, but really a new idea, a disruptive one, which I absolutely love. Anything that is breaking the mold of how things have always been done. And these guys are really thinking out of the box. So let's get started with a couple introductions. Let's have you guys each introduce yourself and your role. And then we'll dive into all the good stuff. And you guys, for those real quick, before we get started, you guys know the drill. If you've been here before, there is a chat feature that you can grab from the control panel at the very bottom. Do not hesitate to interrupt. It is not a distraction. If you've got good stuff, highlights, aha moments, or comments or questions, feel free to use that chat button throughout the entire session. We'll be with you for an hour today. We're going to try and wrap up like 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 to leave questions for the open. But Connor, introduce yourself.
Great, thanks very much, Jennifer. It's great to be here speaking to everyone, and hello to everyone in the chat that's joining us live. My name's Connor. I'm part of OpenVideo. I'm the head of creator success. So my job is making sure that anyone on the platform is getting the most from it, passing feedback back and forth with the engineering team, and just making sure that everyone's getting the most from all the powerful tools that that we spent, all our hard work building.
Love it, Jan.
Yeah, so my name's Jan Kreidenberg. So I'm kind of the head of growth over at OpenVideo. So kind of working on product development and getting everything to market. And just for some context for you guys, we're part of OpenVideo is part of a larger company called Ezoic, and we've been in the digital ad space and video monetization space for the last 15 years. And I think Karen will go into it a little bit more, but we've started kind of with display ads business, but then kind of spent the last few years building out our video solution we're going to be talking about and kind of making it a standalone product. So excited to share with you guys.
Love it. Fantastic. Miss Karen.
So the first thing I want to say, these guys are awesome. The company is awesome. They are very responsive, and they're not kidding that they are there to answer questions. They really are there to answer questions. So now that you know who they are, I think the first thing that we really want to hammer home is that you really need to own where you put your content. You should not be renting space. And that means Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and wherever, especially YouTube or Vimeo. Now, we're not going to say at all that you need to get off of YouTube, because you don't. In fact, this platform is a really lovely complement to YouTube. So it's not instead of YouTube, it's an addition to YouTube. All right, any questions about that? Because I know people always ask, they want to know, well, what about discoverability and all that stuff on YouTube? And Jan's going to show you something a little bit later about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only thing I would throw out there is when you guys are listening to this, this is not a pitch to tell you to discontinue marketing on social media or any platform that exists. That is not the intent by any means. This is simply another option that provides you with additional opportunity to be able to, well, I'm not even going to explain to be able to. So let me address this first. Jan or Connor, to either one of you, what was before we show screens real quick? What was the only reason we build products is because we're trying to address a problem. So let's stop sharing for just a second.
I'm going to hold on.
Okay, no worries. So what were the problems? What were the opportunities that you guys saw in today's current environment with the current tech platforms that exist in today's that was your North Star that brought you here?
Yeah, so I can take that. So I think, and if you look kind of at the way the internet's running a while, for the longest time, it was kind of like people had their website thinking of like written content, storefront, things like that. Everything is kind of on your own website that you owned, you controlled, and you can kind of control the whole user journey for that. And then I would say these platforms came around, and they've made it really good for discovery. They've made it really good at like gaining an audience. But the problem that we see is, I would ask people like, do you know who that audience is? And so social platforms have done a really good job of getting people to stay on the platforms for a long time. Those interests are not necessarily aligned with the content creator or the business owner's goals. A lot of their goals are, to connect with that audience, know who they are, be able to reach out to them one-to-one. And if you think of on Instagram or YouTube or really any of those subscriber counts have kind of just become vanity metrics. You don't know who they are. You can't really connect with them further. So I'd say kind of, if we just use the example of YouTube, it's kind of like, yes, still use that to find new audiences. But why are you, once you've connected with them, why are you then sending them back to a platform that has different motives than you do? So it's kind of finding that balance of using all of the platforms to build this holistic kind of business that also is going to safeguard you from algorithm changes or platform changes that maybe are not in your best interest. So Connor, feel free to add anything else that I may have missed. But
I think that's spot on. I think as Jan said, with OpenVideo as part of a larger company as Zoic in the digital publishing space, and for those that have experience in digital publishing will know that in 2023, Google released this algorithm update to their search traffic that just decimated loads of small businesses because they were relying on this big tech company to send traffic their way. It always worked like that, so why wouldn't it continue to? And then overnight, a lot of content businesses really suffered and many went out of business because Google changed who's ranking. And we see a similar kind of risk in YouTube. What's that, sorry?
It's about to happen again this May.
Right, exactly. And we see a similar risk in YouTube where a lot of people see YouTube as something that's always going to direct traffic that way. And yes, it's great for building an audience. Yes, it's some way that people can find you. But ultimately, once they've found you, the goal should be getting them off that rented space and into the property that you own, whether that's your website, whether it's a newsletter. And that's what we're trying to fix and help people with.
That is, and you guys, just to put things in context, this cycle, this is not new. This has happened many times. It will continue to happen over and over again. So it takes inventors like this to be able to understand that this is a continued cycle, that we need to build solutions that at least attempt to make our clients impervious to some of these major changes that are inevitable come hell or high water. I would say that this is the same logic that we're applying to the build out of Hydra. We know that those sites that are expensive to crawl, heavy, filled with bloated code, are going to get dinged. We know that companies that are not offering price transparency and content based on the user's actual intent, if it's superficial or spammy or garbage, those are going to get hit really, really hard. And we know that if you are operating on an environment that does not have AI to AI connectivity for A, are you available? And B, how much is it going to cost? Those are going to get hit really hard. So you're talking about like 98% of the entire home services industry in May. It's already happening right now, but they have put a hard deadline on that in May. This is when you're going to see a really big algorithm shift, just like the one you're talking about, that can literally decimate companies overnight. So just to put things in context, so they start to see where this is related and why inventors and creators and technology companies should be building these kind of environments. You guys, I would say that one of the other things that will help everyone make the connection, you guys have heard me talk about taking consumers off the market, putting a ring on a household. So the majority of our audience is going to be the trades companies and home service professionals, which is the lifeblood of our entire planet and the only thing that's not currently getting shelved, outsourced, or automated. Thank God for this industry. But this is when you're talking about OpenVideo, or you're talking about an email list, or you're talking about a conversion of Hydra to a personalized experience, what you're talking about is taking a consumer that would generally go to YouTube, or generally go to Google, or generally go to an AI search engine, and putting a commitment and a ring on that finger and making it so they never have to go back again. And this is OpenVideo is one of those tools in your toolbox that can help you take the consumer off the market, put them as an advocate within your business, and keep them closer to home. Prevent them from going out and looking for the information, because you make it available to them in a tight and condensed spot that you own. So
that's
hopefully
a great way to, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Good. Get a ring on that baby. Take them off the market.
All right. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you basically what OpenVideo is and what it does, and how you can use this to your advantage. Okay. I'm literally showing you the back office of OpenVideo. You'll see here on the left-hand side, this is where we manage all of our videos. You have channel analytics. You can see who's watching, where they're coming in from. We're going to talk a little bit about channel hosting. One of the things that I love about this is that you can host this on your own website. And so it really does become yours. And I'm going to show you mine because I'm doing that. You can also customize your channel. That means bringing your brand colors. That means make sure that everything looks like what everything else that you're doing looks like. Audience. You talked about the fact that we don't know where our audience is coming from half the time. And on YouTube, they don't tell you. You just have a number and you know. Here, they will literally, you get the names and you get the email addresses. And every time you put a new video in, they get a message. Jen.
Okay. Yeah, let's hold for a second. So number one, the term host on your website. Let's get real clear about that. So I do not want a bunch of video hosted on your website. That is a no-no. I do not want websites slowed down with massive amounts of video. So what this gives you is the ability to create a subdomain that is the library of video, your own YouTube, your own channel, your own video channel that can be placed in a containerized environment that does not impact the load times of your website, but provides you with all of the advantages of having a video library on your website. So just very, very, very clear. You don't want to bloat your website with tons of code and pictures. Technically, your image library, technically your video library should be containerized as a subdomain on a website. You can easily access that through navigation and buttons and images and call to actions and everything else, and interior links. Those are all powerful, but no, we do not want to throw a bunch of very heavy coded. Remember, we're trying to reduce token cost for AI and for Google to be able to crawl and access the content and information that it needs. So just a little technical modification there. I want to make sure I don't get a bunch of help desk tickets with people saying, let's embed this all over the website.
I believe I might have said it incorrectly. It is a subdomain.
We're the technical translator.
But it is a subdomain. John, correct? It is a subdomain. It's a subdomain. I said it wrong.
No,
you own it. It's your stuff. That's my intention, but it's a subdomain. And I can show you examples.
I know what those help desk tickets look like as soon as they say, I watched on the video and she said blank. And then next thing you know, I got some dev over there embedding it all over.
Subdomain. Okay. And the last thing, and this is the one that's most exciting. By a raise of hands, how many have a YouTube channel? Let us know who has a YouTube channel, and how many have gotten it up to a point that you have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. Raise your hand.
We're not even going to do that.
Exactly. And that's because it's very hard to get there. And the only way you can monetize on YouTube is you have those things going on for you. The difference here is on OpenVideo, you can monetize from day one. It is all yours. You're not sharing it with anybody. And if you're wondering how that works, Jan, I think, or Connor, one of you mentioned that OpenVideo is owned by a company called Ezoic, which is an ad distribution company, sort of like Google AdSense kind of thing. Did I say that right, Jan?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So let's hold tight for just a second, because I think let's make sure everybody knows what monetization means in these ads and so forth. So let's slow down. Let's pull the screen share down for a second. Okay. So some first questions we have out of the gate. is going to be, do I need to have a YouTube channel in order to be able to set up OpenVideo?
No.
You do
No.
not. Okay. So for those that have never posted any video content, right? This is in a world where AI is going to be everywhere you turn. There is one form or medium that gives you the ability to connect with people, and we're doing it right now. Okay. This Jen right here, you're asking these questions. Hi, Jen. I'm happy you're here. This form of content, right? Us being able to communicate, them being able to see you, inflections in your voice, them being able to hear how much you love your customers, what you care, the issues, the things to avoid, the questions they may have. Video is technically one of the best points of content for a bottom of funnel transaction. Okay, they might prompt their way to a gazillion questions at the top of the funnel during consideration, during their buying to find out how much it costs. But when it boils down to who do I want to work with? Who do I want to invite into my home? There's no website that can make a consumer feel as comfortable as they can if they get to see and hear you. So let's start with just that is if you are on this call and video is not part of your repertoire, it's not part of your cadence, it's not part of your digital strategy, your conversion strategy, part of your life, whether you like it or not, like that decision has to be made first. I despise putting this phone in front of my face and talking to no one. I hate it. I hate it with everything in my entire heart and soul. But I know that it is a necessity as a business owner. That is part of my responsibility is to make sure that myself and that my team contribute content that can connect with people on the other side. Okay, so I think that's the first place to start without us getting too technical and knowing where all our contractors are. You got to connect with people. So there are ways to be able to create video. There is getting on somebody else's podcast. There is like this, we're just getting on a webinar and we're having a conversation. I have a customer, yes, Mel. I have my director, my chief, I'm sorry, she is my, I can't even remember, chief of staff. I've given her like 20 titles because she deserves them all. My chief of staff is on here and she is not comfortable with this at all. And she's starting to create video and publish content and contribute on our OpenVideo platform. And so is everyone else in our company. This is a cultural change. And it starts with the owner. It starts with the leader. You've got to set the example. You're going to have to Melanie said it best. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable right now because there's no need for a piece of technology if you don't have the internal motivation and drive to understand why is it important, commit to the process and make it part of your life. As a business owner, you've got to become a documentarian. You've got to be able to create clones of yourself. I'm going to throw out one more thing. As an entrepreneur, we spend a lot of time making bullshit excuses that get you nowhere. I'm busy being busy. Answering the same question 300 times a day is called a rocking chair syndrome. Always busy, always moving, never going anywhere. If you are verbally and physically capable of answering the same question 300 times, you are physically capable of hitting that record button and digitizing that same question and that same answer and making it a permanent asset so you can get out of the freaking hamster wheel of always being busy, going nowhere. Yes, documentarian. That is our job. Okay, so we have some personal commitments we need to make. We have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We have to create a cultural session where if you answered the same question twice in your business, you better make it a video. I don't care if it's internally or externally. I have a client of ours, veterans. He's literally taking any question or review and he's utilizing that as the way to get in front of, he stands in front of his veteran's truck. He brings his phone up and he says, Mary from so-and-so said, why do I need to get into a heat pump? I heard X, Y, and Z. Well, listen, Mary, here's why this is important. You have a video. That content is a permanent asset that creates compounding interest impacts on your business. And when you add monetization, now you're talking about compounding interest, i.e. the 1 10-minute segment that you created the video. now becomes something that is a permanent asset. It lives in a place that can help you take your customers off the market to prevent them from going to search for someone else. It lives in a place that allows your team to get access to your answers, your questions, common questions and answers. And now you add monetization. Let's pause and let's go to what is monetization? How does it work? And what is the difference between how YouTube restricts monetization strategies right now versus what is capable and available inside OpenVideo? Connor or Yan, either one of you.
I can take it. Yeah, sure. So when we talk about money, yeah, literally, right? We're both being too polite, I think. So when we talk about monetization, obviously we're talking about earning revenue from those videos. And I guess a lot of the people that might be joining us here today think that might mean converting people to products later down the funnel, whether that's items for the home or tradesmen visiting the home or whatever. But we are here talking about ads and display ads and the kind of passive income that will help run in the background and sorted automatically, big brands advertising on the content that will just compound over time and give you that passive income that you can invest either into new customer acquisition or marketing, wherever you want to spend it.
Reinvest back into your marketing, right? This is, if anybody on here owns a Robinhood account, if you have a Robinhood account and maybe you're invested in a stock like Microsoft, there's dividends that are paid and there's a little button on there that says reinvest the dividend back into stock. When you add monetization to a marketing strategy and you click the little button that says reinvest it back into growing your business, you're getting compounding over compounding interest impacts on your investment. So adding monetization, and this is probably not in y'all's wheelhouse right now. It's not even something in this, it's not even top of mind for you, but it can be, and it should be.
Mm-hmm. And I would just, yeah. And I would add to that, I think a difference too with YouTube, like, I mean, when people are going to watch those videos, they're going to see ads regardless, and you're basically making no money off of that, right? So if there's going to be ads anyways, like, why not pay it back to the creator who spent the time and effort to make that video content in the first place.
So I'm hoping everybody, so now at least if you're unfamiliar how the monetization process work and how ads are presented, the next time you go to YouTube or the next time you're on your Facebook and your thumbs twitching, okay, when you see the little ad below the video that you created or the YouTube video, that's what monetization is. So there are big brands and there are big companies who are willing to pay money to present their advertisement on content that is attracting their ideal customer avatar. It's along the same lines. So on YouTube, there are requirements for you to be able to get paid on those ads that are running on your content. You have to have a certain amount of viewers. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers. What is it on YouTube?
Subscribers, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 listening hours, viewing hours.
Uh-huh.
So that's not something anybody on here has. I highly doubt. I'm a content marketer and I don't have that right now. So that's probably not possible on YouTube. You could probably turn something on Facebook if you're a digital creator and get paid pennies and so forth, which is cool. But on here, this gives you the ability to have a centralized place to host your video. The video can live in more than one application, more than one place. So it can live inside the channel or inside multiple channels in your YouTube channel. And it can also live on the subdomain that OpenVideo provides for you to host your videos on your own website. So that I think somebody asked, and this is a great lead-in question, Jeanette asked, can you keep your competitors from showing in your monetization? Mm-hmm. So you guys want to address that?
Yeah, so this is something we've dealt with for years. It's my competitor's gonna basically try and steal clicks from my website over to theirs. So there's lots of controls around blocking competitors, making sure that they can't compete. The irony, they're probably the ones willing to pay the most money, but at the same time, it's part of their strategy to steal your customers, which are obviously more valuable to you than a couple bucks on ads. So yes, but full control over blocking other competitors or others from serving ads.
I love that. And you do not have that availability on YouTube, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a major differentiator, you guys, is you do have those controls in place to be able to do that.
So Jen,
Sweet.
did you walk through the back end or not yet?
Let me see here. Let me check in on questions here. So let's do that, but let's do it slower and let's make sure we address each piece, because my guess is the majority of people on here don't have a YouTube channel, are not publishing content on a regular basis. And you guys, Karen got me to set up my OpenVideo account, which I'm kind of lazy about this stuff. I usually send it to the team and I'm like, Krista, can you do this? And I'd never log in and it just happens. But she got me to go in and do this and it only took a matter of minutes. It was pretty easy. And I know Karen's misorganized. She probably has a tutorial already printed for you with the way to be able to set it up.
It's a bonus. I'm giving away a bonus. It's a checklist and you're going to be able to do it. So Jen, just for a matter of information, I was just showing them what the dashboard looks like, and there are all these components. We're now going to walk through some of them, not all of them, because you don't need to know all of this. I'm not even going to walk through the monetization settings right now. And I think that we've talked about it. It's not necessary, but there's a way to set it up.
So let's go through it in logical order. So let's do if, then this. So if someone already has a YouTube account and they want to pull in the data from their YouTube account, which is the easiest way to win. Let's
two ways to do that. Two ways to do that. So you go into your video section, which I just did. I clicked on videos. You can either click the button up here that says add videos, or I'm going to share a different screen because OpenVideo has a transfer app. And that app is so cool.
On the add videos, just to finish that thought, on the add videos, it lets you connect your YouTube account and choose the channel, right?
Add videos, you're going to upload a video. You're going to upload a MP4. I'm now showing you the transfer app, and this is the one that directly connects to your YouTube channel. And you can have multiple YouTube channels that you want to drag them from. You can also put it on auto import. So let's say you want to set it and forget it, which I know, Jen, that's how we want to set it, and leave it. So once you've set this up, you click on manage your auto import, and you can say from this point on, I want you to bring in any video that gets uploaded into YouTube, and it will send it all the way over here in this transfer app. And once it's done,
you can organize by channel. Can you organize by playlist?
Yes. I'm going to, yes.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely. So when you say import from YouTube, you see my YouTube channel is sitting here. I select it. It looks for videos that have not yet been put up there. I have two. This is the one that I just did a show the other day. I would click this. I would import it. I would select which channel, meaning the OpenVideo channel I wanted to go to, and then it prepares it for transfer. And as you can see right here, it is checking, it's getting video formats, and it's going to both upload and then download, or download and then upload. And
are all OpenVideo channels public, or is there ability to have a public and a private channel?
You can do private and public.
Okay.
Yeah, there's you can make them public, private, or password protected as well. So
okay, so let me give you guys the business application. So we need architecture first that applies to the business. So number one is you might create a channel that is password protected, that contains only the training videos that you want when you onboard new technicians, when you onboard your team, and so forth. And that's your password protected environment. The implementation could live, literally as a link on the footer of your website that says team onboarding, or it could live inside whatever application you have where they're getting their training information right now. So when you are bringing on a new technician or a new office, maybe you have 80% of the training that's done in video format. So you're not pulling labor off the shelf to go train a new person, but it already lives inside video content. That would be a very high leveraged strategy to reduce overhead necessary for growth and onboarding new people. Okay, that would be big. You could also do the same thing with HR, compliance, regulatory, and things that could get you in trouble. For example, sexual harassment training, or it could be an OSHA training, and so forth. So start thinking about your business and the application of your business. Organize your channel to address an area of the business that improves your overall operations. That channel is private, password protected. That's what that channel is for. Then you could go through and say, maybe we have a how-to section that is a DIY section. So I could create a channel designated to DIY. That would be for every one of my clients that's trying to change their own air filter, or trying to clean their gutters, or trying to unclog their nasty old toilet. I don't know what it is, but whatever the DIY channel is, that DIY channel would make those customers more sticky, because you're not always asking them to call you and come out and do routine maintenance. You're creating the DIY environment so that can live technically on your website as a DIY for your customers. You could turn your website into a little web app that sits on their phone, and you could get those clients to be able to tap a button, and now they're in the DIY area. And then, of course, right underneath that, can they put a call to action on there? That's like call our company, or schedule service, or schedule a repair or something. Can they add any kind of button
on the channel itself? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
On the, on the channel, and then
guys, it looks like a YouTube channel. Let me just show you what the YouTube.
They haven't been on YouTube. So business application. So business application is, okay, there you go. So let's say this is your DIY. This is for you to specifically provide DIY insights for your current customers. This gives you a reason to start email marketing. Like, think about marketing as a whole. If I have a DIY channel and I have someone in my office that's responsible for creating video that addresses simple DIY things that consumers can do at home, you're keeping them off the internet. You're now sending them to your DIY area. This ties into your email marketing. Now, every time you add a new DIY, you send out an email, send them to your OpenVideo, send your client back to here, and you're now teaching them how to prep for winter. And the more in line with seasonality, with common issues, this could be because you have fires in your area and we've got smoke issues. This could be because you have storms coming. This could be because you have winter storms. Whatever the scenario is, if you tie in your overall strategy to, this is my channel, this is the audience, this is the intent, this is the median to be able to drive people back, now you have an actual marketing plan, not just a piece of software.
Let's answer Jeanette's question. Is this a separate app? I think you were talking about the uploading app. It's part of OpenVideo. You get it through the platform, you download it, and it sits in, if you have a Mac, it sits in the toolbar down below, or if you on a PC, wherever you put your apps on a PC.
So is this, when you say app, are you talking about downloading it from the App Store, or are you talking about a web app? Okay, so this is not an app that you guys are going to go download from Apple or whatnot. It's a web app, which means that you click a button and it has the same functionality without all the restrictions that you would get inside of an Apple store. It can just live as an icon on your phone. It can live as an icon on your computer.
Correct.
And then I will add though, and if, yeah, Karen, you can go back to the ad videos. So that is one option, but there's other options as well. So if you have an MRSS feed, which is basically just a URL with links to all your videos, manual upload. So from your phone, you film a video on your iPhone, you can upload it directly into OpenVideo from your phone. And then the YouTube import, really, it doesn't require you to have the other transfer app. So Karen, if you want to just click on YouTube import.
Oh, sorry. That's fine.
So, and then you'll see that Karen has her channel, and this, you would link this to your UI. And then once you click into one of the channels, it'll show all your videos and you can select from there too. So, some people prefer the transfer app like Karen. I think there's some benefits to it, scheduling. But as far as just connecting your YouTube, you can connect it and import videos immediately within the UI as well.
So I think I have mine set up to where I just connected it to my YouTube channel, and anything I add on YouTube automatically flows into here. And I haven't logged back to OpenVideo once since I did that.
Yep. And it'll just check once a day for any new videos, and then it'll pull them in.
Actually, mine's checking every 4 minutes. So it's literally scanning, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. So guys, I'm giving you a heads up. It's literally scanning every 4 minutes. I want to show you how do you brand your company into OpenVideo. There is an actual place in here where it says edit channel. You can put the channel details, all the stuff that Jen was just talking about, your call to actions, all of your links, everything lives in here. You can enable content. My channel is on videos.karenglasser.com. So I have a video subdomain where they are, and that's this. That is actually the subdomain. All right. So let's go back.
For our clients, all you would do is once you have your channel set up, you guys are going to get a link to go set up your OpenVideo at the end of this, which you should. Everybody should. I mean, number one, claim your channel.
Guys, there's no cost here. It is free.
Everyone, right? So it doesn't cost anything. You need to claim your channel. This gives you another backlink online and a place to store. And then your help desk ticket, when you send the request to our team, just say I've created my channel or multiple channels. This is my private channel. I want it here. This is my public channel. I want it here. Send the link and ask for a subdomain to be submitted, and our team will set it up. It'll be live on your website. You're good to go.
That's awesome. All right. I'm not sure where to go right now. So Jen, give me some direction. What else do you think that the community would like to see?
I think go ahead. You guys.
Sorry, Jennifer. I think we should talk about some of the benefits of having it on the subdomain. I know we've spoken a little bit about the branding, about kind of putting a ring on that customer, as you said, Jennifer, which I really like as well. But there's some SEO benefits as well. I don't know, Jan, if it looks like you might have it up on your computer if you wanted to take that.
Yeah, sure. So I think another thing, and this is a big thing we hear a lot from people, maybe not relevant to this group because you guys aren't on YouTube as much, but a lot of people say like, oh, well, I put my videos on YouTube because that's where I get all my views. Like all my views are coming from YouTube. And I guess the reality for a lot of most videos out there is most people are actually sending their videos or promoting it to their users on their own versus I go to youtube.com and my video shows up on the Discover feed. Yes, big creators are showing up on there. They're getting a lot of views from that, but the reality is most people are not. So again, going back to like, well, why am I driving people over to YouTube? But then on the other side, that video content, when you have it on your own website, a lot of people are not searching on YouTube only for videos. They're searching on Google or they're searching other places. And so I think one of the benefits by having these videos on your website, SEO optimized, is they're able to be indexed on the open web as well. So they'll show up in other places. So give me a sec. I've got a couple examples of creators. So this is, the creators called Chrome Unbox. They have, almost 500,000 subscribers. I think like 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. But they have a big website, and they have a website that they produce other content, have giveaways, things like that. So again, YouTube is not their full priority. It's also getting people to the website, and what we're actually seeing is they're showing up. Their YouTube channel is showing up here, but then their videos are also showing up indexed on their own website as well. So you're basically double dipping on here. You get more visibility. You're taking more search result spots. And kind of the same thing on this website. So there was around a month ago, but there's this Jazz Fest in LA, and one of our creators has this video from it, and they're actually showing up first for video results. The search results have kind of changed, but back then you could just type in Mayor Karen Bass, which is not like an obscure search term, like somebody's probably searching that, and they were appearing for their own website for their video, first in the video results. And I think, and Jen, stop me if this is too much, but I think one big thing that the search engines did is for video to rank, it needs to be the thing that people are going to a page to view. So it can't be like, here's a 5,000 word article and I'm just going to embed this video. That video is not eligible to show up in search results. However, if it has its own dedicated page, which is what OpenVideo creates for you on your website for each video, then that becomes eligible to rank. And then looking into the future, our chatbots is Claude and ChatGPT, are they going to be returning all YouTube videos? Well, probably not. They don't want to give all their audience to Google, who's a major competitor. So kind of just, yeah, thinking high level, having that video indexed on your own website. Yeah.
I have a feature request.
Let's hear it.
I think the time consuming portion is the meta description. And so they're having to go to AI or chat or wherever, create a description and then come back. Would you guys consider adding a button to the description?
Go ahead, let it out.
What if I told you
AI enhance?
And listen to what he has to say.
All right,
well,
let's go.
what if I told you could just set this all up with your AI and then basically control your OpenVideo dashboard through Claude or through Perplexity or through ChatGPT?
Set up?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have an MCP. Yep. So I can throw in the chat, but yeah, we just actually a couple days ago released our MCP. So Claude or any AI agent can fully control the OpenVideo
we're
dashboard.
about to have a whole different conversation now. Number one with our devs. Number two, I need OpenVideo fully integrated with Hydra. That way they can manage everything directly from the back end of the website.
Yep.
That's freaking awesome.
Yep. So,
why am I not surprised? I knew that was coming.
Oh, that's so exciting. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
This is why you check your vendors and you see what their technical ability and know-how and knowledge is.
Yeah. So we were pretty excited about that part. I think it's just going to open up so many options for the ways people that use it, build it in their workflows. I think the creativity it's just going to continue to expand.
That changes everything, because now I can teach my AI to automatically talk to your MCP, to automatically ID the video that would best represent the content and display it on the right pages.
Exactly. Yep.
And Jen, I think what's important to know about this company is they're constantly innovating and they're constantly trying new things out and they're constantly doing new things. The way I met, just so you guys have to know this, the way I met the people at OpenVideo is that I saw this little ad come by through on my Facebook profile and I went, what's that? Because I've been preaching for years, own your content, don't rent it. And I got in touch with Jan and we became friends. We're literally friends. Connor's my friend, and they've allowed me to break things in the platform so that they know where it's not okay, and it's bigger and better and everything. And there's some other things that are coming out. I don't know if you want to release anything else. Right now it's free. Everything is free. I think some of the upgrades are going to have a price associated with it. Yes?
Yeah.
What's your blueprint? What's the rollout? How much is public knowledge?
I mean, the MCP is ready. We have been experimenting some with live streaming. I'm not sure if this is the audience that would necessarily use it, but build that into the platform as well, so that you can go live on your own website. You can, in addition to other platforms as well. And then we'll have some paywalls as well for video content. So if you want to gate some behind, if you have courses or anything, we can set that up as well. But I think those are all great. I think with the MCP, we're excited because it opens up so many ways to build that into other workflows. So our CMO, for example, he makes a lot of AI music. It's actually quite good. It's kind of like soul music mixed with like 60s soul with current rap songs, and it's pretty catchy. But he his friends wanted to sing it karaoke, and they needed like actual videos with the words and everything. So he set up, different agent is extracting the subtitles, turning it into the karaoke part. Then he's uploading it to OpenVideo all through this automated system where he was like, this would have taken me probably a week to do it. And I did it, and I didn't do anything. I did a prompt for 2-sentence prompt and it did it in 2 hours. So things that just weren't possible before, or it was possible to just be 5 steps that a human had to take. It's all, it can work in the background, with this being the infrastructure for the video hosting. So
yeah, that's freaking crazy. So you guys, if you're sitting inside WordPress, unfortunately, you're sitting inside this giant bloated platform with Elementor and a gazillion plugins and a whole bunch of crap. So bloating it up with a bunch of videos is not going to help you in today's environment by any means. However, if you're sitting in Hydra with their ability to have an MCP, you're looking at 69 to 100 lines of code presenting all straight content, fastest loading platform there is. You could easily add video to any page. And with the MCP, we could put it at the page level where you could just say add video to page, record it right there and have it upload to the site. That's how powerful this is. And because you're dealing with 69 to 100 lines of code, adding video to the site then is only a benefit because you don't have this big bloated website. So now you're looking at the positive portion of adding video to a page to help improve conversions, to help improve time online. The average consumer that's coming to that page is just going to skim the content and then click a call to action. But if you put a 1-minute video on there, you're getting, maybe you get 50% of the watch time on it. Or if it's a really good video, you get 100% and you're increasing your time on each page, thus making your website more powerful. So now you're looking at a really good sequence of things that can help improve SEO, content delivery, and conversions. And it's easy because it's fully integrated. MCP. Good job.
Yeah, I knew you were going to like that.
I want the AI enhance right description though.
We can, yeah. I mean, we can work on that too. Yeah. So
tell your agent to do it. Tell your agent to go through every video and do it for you, right?
There you go.
These guys like CFB. They like click the freaking button.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I think that's I mean, and again, with AI being so prevalent, it's so easy to, what used to take a day takes an hour to actually build in the dashboard. So I think that's the important thing is like, yes, some people are buzzing about the MCP and like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Other people just want to be able to use the dashboard and use the UI, and we'll continue to support both for everybody. So
I think for your dashboard users, you just have a quick little AI enhance and it writes perfect optimized.
For sure. Yeah.
Love that. Great idea.
So as always, we have a giveaway that we're going to do. I'm going to show you what it looks like. First, it is an OpenVideo brand setup checklist. Jen, you mentioned at the beginning, this literally will walk you through how to set up your channel. All right, so that's going to come to you. And the way you're going to get it is by going, I got to unshare and share again. Hold on. It's a little clunky. I want you to go take your phone out, scan this QR code. This QR code will take you right over to the page that has the download, as well as there will also be a second replay. I know the replay will sit on the Just Start AI site as well, but go get your download because this will really help you just do it step by step. And I know that Jen already said that if you're having some challenges, just put in a help desk ticket and somebody there will help you do this. This is not difficult. It's just different, right? This is something that if you have never done a YouTube channel, this is new. This is all going to be new. And by the way, it does go the other way as well. You can take whatever you put into OpenVideo and send it over to YouTube. Just so you know that, okay?
Either way, cross-sync.
Right, if you're doing that. Any questions about this? Any last things that you want to bring up, Jen?
I don't. So let me give a couple things from a clarity standpoint. If you are a current customer and you have your channel ready to roll, you can put in a help desk ticket and we'll set up the subdomains for you and put in the links wherever on the website. Jan and Connor, I saw you guys in Just Start AI. What's the rules and regulations for if people have feedback or want to reach out to you guys inside the platform?
I mean, I'm happy, especially right now. I'm more than happy. I can check. We've actually done that in the past with different communities where we'll be active in there. So yeah, I'm happy to. If you guys want to reach out directly to us, we're happy to kind of assist. If that's okay with you, Jen.
Absolutely. So if you guys are using, I mean, it's not like the CEO of YouTube sitting inside Just Start AI and to be able to help. So you guys, we're really appreciative of you guys spending the time with us today. I love what you're doing. This is exciting. And thank God for people thinking out of the box today.
And Jeanette, it took you to the website, but what you wanted, you just fill out the form and you'll get the sheet sent right to your email box. All right.
Sweet. So you guys set up your channel, think strategically. So start planning. Go to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever your thing is and say, I'm looking at leveraging video in my business. Here are some conceptual ideas for implementation. DIY videos, internal team training videos, marketing content. It might be building video reviews. Start prompting and thinking through the logic. Don't treat tech like tech. Like, this is a thinking game. Otherwise, it's just a subscription you'll never use. And it's not even a subscription, it's free. But I don't want this to be a platform you just log into once and never do anything with. So we need some strategic planning on how can you leverage the platform to improve business operations, sales, new client acquisition, customer retention, longevity, referrals, reviews, reputation. Like, think through all of those things. Krista, I'm sure, is going to summarize all of these, like a strategic, let's give them a strategic planning document on how does this apply to the business. Maybe we give them a prompt, and that prompt can get them into the conversation where they start working with ChatGPT. Plan it out. Then you're going to look at how do we invoke a new mindset within our organization. Who is responsible for creating video content? What are their roles? How does this impact their job description? What is the cadence? How do you become a business that makes video part of your marketing? And then you're going to look at what are the accessorial things that it impacts. How does this change my content strategy? How does this change my onboarding strategy with HR? How does this change my email marketing strategy? How do you integrate and create the connected tissue? So make sure tech reviews, like tech is tech is tech. It doesn't do any. Yes, this is a thinking game. I got a sticker, Miss Michelle, for that. This is a thinking game. Okay, so think about it, plan it, bring your people in, get everybody as a part of the. Thank you, Connor. I like that. So, right, build a strategic plan. Okay, write this down. Here, trademark this, baby. Okay? Without clarity, you cannot focus. Without focus, you cannot execute. Without execution, you cannot win. So get crystal clear on the objective. Then you can focus on doing the right things in the right order at the right time. Then you can build the team who is responsible for executing. Consistency and repetition is what drives results, not perfection. Okay, so do not get caught up in, I don't like how fat my butt looks in this video. I don't like my voice. My hair looks funny. You look the same, you talk the same, you sound the same, you're fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It needs to be consistent and repetitious. Okay, you'll get better over time. The first step is taking action. Yes. All right? Okay, yeah. I'm done preaching for today. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Michelle. Pink collars in the house. All right, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Karen is available inside. Krista is available inside the channel. I would say report back once you have your strategic plan. You have OpenVideo set up. I think you should send Jan and Connor a little side note that says done.
Check. Yeah, please do. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we'd love to see that for sure.
Also, I want to clarify, the QR code takes you straight to the OpenVideo page to sign up. The one that I put in there takes you to the bonus link to get the bonus page and the link to sign up. So you've got two different ways to go. If you just you don't want the bonus, go sign up. If you want the bonus, get the bonus via the link, and there's a sign up right on there.
Yes, the bonus is the how-to.
Yep.
I don't think everybody's familiar with term bonus. So
the checklist, the checklist that I showed everyone.
The checklist. So Krista, you got it. You'll put the checklist. You'll put the links. You guys can access everything. This is recording. Love you all very much. Thank you so much for your time. And guys, great job. Keep pushing.
Thanks very much.